Long, long time ago, I can still remember Jack when he hated to see his mother struggle. And if he had his chance, he would make a success of himself and help his mother out in a while. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, will sign her desk. Jack and the Beans. The beans is significant, as you will see when we get into it further. But Jack, as a child, hated to see his mother struggle. But he had a great mother. And she told him that perseverance and hard work will help you succeed. And she gave him that encouragement every day. And she said, I want you to achieve higher education. Whether it's a trade school or a university, but I want you to get a skill, something that you could use. And Jack did. He completed a business degree at the local university. His mom was so proud that she had saved up in a cow-shaped piggy bank money and said, Jack, take this money and invest it so it will grow. He said, sure. And then he had to decide, where am I going to invest this money? It certainly wasn't 100-year Greek bonds. So he looked around and he was convinced that being self-employed and an entrepreneur was the best way to get the highest return on your dollar. But he did something smart. He just didn't jump into a job or opportunity. He checked out franchises with companies and asked what's entailed to it. Then he checked out, what if you didn't go with the franchise? He inquired from local businesses what services are in demand. He didn't want to compete with a whole lot of other businesses that had the same service. And after quite a long time, he came up with it. He was going to open a coffee house with food. And he was very good with service. Treated the customers amazingly, and his business thrived. And it grew. And it got noticed by a giant corporation in the same business. Now that giant corporation came to Jack and said, we'd like to buy out your coffee house. But all Jack knew was that coffee house. He didn't want to give it up. His mom said, sell it to him. But he wanted to keep it. He wrote an angry note back to the representative. And that representative then pursued him even further. Threatened him with patent infringement and every other thing they could threaten him with. And after discussing it with his mom, he decided, well, let's get into negotiations with this giant company. He got into negotiations, but he didn't do it on his own. He did his homework. He first went and consulted with SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives, to find out what was entailed. He then spoke to an attorney and found out what legal basis he has. After consulting with various experts, he did negotiate a deal with the giant coffee house for cash and stock options, which was great. He and his mom got cash and stock options out of the deal. So he did his homework. But the one thing he learned from the first time was, don't put all your beans in one basket. Now, how many people here, if you won the lotto tomorrow, would go spend it all the next day? Okay. Well, that depends. Okay. What they did is they went to a financial planner who set them up. And with that financial planner, they figured out investments that they could make money on, and everything wasn't in one pot, and they had a varied group of investments. And that worked out for him. Jack went on to actually work for the Service Corps of Retired Executives. His mom went on to teach junior achievement to teenagers. And so they were able to actually live a good life and do something other than work. So much so that, to Jack's surprise, she saved up enough to have a vacation home in the Caribbean. So she was very smart. She stuck to her guns. She had a varied investment plan, and she worked it. Now, what does that tell all of us here today? One, all of us, no matter what situation we're in, we have to invest first in ourselves. Whether that would be education, if you're already in a profession, continuing your education, learning new fields, expanding your knowledge base. That's all investing in yourself and investing in others. Working with other people to achieve their dreams. The moral is invest in yourself, invest in others, and have a plan. Have a plan that you're going to work and not deviate from. If all those are achieved, you will be successful in your endeavors. Madam.